Peggy 16.
We spent an incredible amount of work on set and character design, because every single detail is crucial to tell this engrossing story. The sets and characters are very diverse, and the story stretches over 15 years. So the challenge for us was to achieve this diversity while keeping an organic look to it all.
So we start with a script.
It's a really huge Bible describing all the location, the characters, and action sequence.
We've done some mood boards.
It's a kind of mix between many references. It could be picture, drawing, concept art.
After that,
we create what we call a pack design. A pack design is a kind of Bible linked to one sequence, one location, on one main character.
It's quite challenging to design characters because they are based on famous actors.
So as to really recognize their faces and their profiles, we use a thorough technical process with complete body scan and a photo shoot which is very precise to have all textures and skin colors of the actors. To work on the character emotion, I really lingered over the expression, the eyes, the mouth. On each one of these parts, we could put the camera very close and see the pores of the skin. Our ability to provide careful attention to each detail enables the gamer to focus on emotion and on the actor performance.
Nothing's gonna stop me from seeing her.
We produced various effects on characters because they needed to react to all the things they go through. It means underlining their sadness with believable tears when they're in distress,
Back.
and injuring them when they get into a fight. These elements had to be visible yet subtle in order to avoid caricature.
Tell them to leave me the fuck alone, because next time, I'll kill everyone.
In scenes with bad weather, we must find the right balance between what visually happens in the background, what happens to the character, and even sometimes what can be visible on the camera lens.
What was unique is being able to make Jodie evolve. We can follow her through many years. We built close to 70 versions of Jodie.
She experiences so many moments that we could make her character very distinctive according to the period of her life.
So we spend many time with the artist concept and fashion designer to dress, to see how we could change the haircuts of an actor to make him younger or older.
One of the main challenges was to make Jodie look younger. We had very few references, and it was very delicate work. When we put the trailer online, Ellen came back to us and told us her mother had recognized her at the age of 9. That's the best compliment we can receive as character artists.
Hello, Jodie. Come in.
In Beyond, we follow mainly Jodie and also her close relation, for instance, Dawkins.
We can see him growing and reaching maturity. He begins as a laboratory scientist and he finishes by directing a whole department. We wanted to give him a paternalistic side with Jodie, and at the end, an authoritarian aspect. There are more than 300 characters in the game, so there was a considerable effort to bring all the characters of the game at the same level than the main characters. The highlight of Beyond was to go through an epic journey with Jodie spanning 80 different set pieces.
It's slightly different from Heavy Rain. We have a much more huge palette of scene and environments. It could be a Navarro desert, tiny rooms, huge complex. We are talking about small and tiny rooms with a huge level of details, and also a kind of open world environments where we need to improve the same level of details.
One of the biggest challenges was to create an open world that we can see in the Navajo sequence. The scenery represents about 2 square kilometers. Another challenge was to build a section of a city. We did a lot of research on homeless people lived in the United States. I guess we pushed on both our engine and the capabilities of the PS3. We can find ourselves in atmospheres totally different, but inside the same sequence. We move from a daytime environment to a sunset and nighttime environment. This is the same sequence, the same street, but a totally different atmosphere. For all our effects, we relied heavily on our internally developed particle system because it allowed us to display a large number of small particles in which we could apply physics-based dynamics. Thanks to this, we've been able to have Jodie escape a collapsing, burning building, while at the same time outside, there's a blizzard of about 50,000 flakes.
Beyond is a very challenging project in terms of story, visual, animation. Everybody in the team tried to push hard the limits of the PS3 just to be able to recreate this journey in the life of Jodie's Almas.